Welcome back to my G1 Retro Reviews. Today, we're taking a look at the original Transformers series episode, Prime Target. In this episode, a big game hunter is on the hunt for the leader of the Autobots himself, Optimus Prime. This episode begins with a Russian pilot flying her experimental jet over the Arctic. Oh, wait, sorry. I think I popped in an episode of G.I. Joe by mistake. No, this says Transformers on it.
October Guard 1 to base. I'm receiving a sonar reading from beneath the ice. Probable submarine. Comrades, I've been struck. Damage critical. I'm ejecting.
Okay, a couple of things. First, I think that it's awesome that they have a woman as the pilot of this experimental aircraft. She's like the Russian version of Carol Danvers or something. She's so cool! I love her already! And second, as it turns out, the October Guard are actually the Russian version of G.I. Joe. So I wasn't wrong when I thought this looked like the beginning of an episode of G.I. Joe, because it kind of is. That's pretty cool that this is almost a crossover between Hasbro's two big boy brands at the time. If only we got more direct crossovers. So my new Russian waifu's plane is stolen by the big game hunter, Lord Chumley, as we see it mounted on his wall. As his butler, Dinsmore pours him a cup of tea. Well, he's pouring tea, he just doesn't have the cup part right. Dinsmore's character model reminds me of Riff Raff from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I wonder if he was actually inspired by him. We learn that the plot of this episode is that Chumley wants Optimus Prime as a trophy. Surely it would have been easier for him to just go to the store and buy one. Trax and Bumblebee chase Blitzwing and Astro Train into a trap set by Lord Chumley. Meanwhile, the Autobots back at the base are watching a soap opera.
So you see, my dear, if Donna is having an affair with Gordon, Jack doesn't know that Cheryl hid the real Will.
We interrupt as the kitchen sinks for this special news bulletin.
Aww, this is so cute! I love the fact that the Autobots are all gathered around the TV together. And watching a soap, no less. It's absolutely adorable how they're so invested in their stories.
Just when it was getting good.
And Trax and Bumblebee haven't reported in.
Knowing Trax, he's hanging out at some body shop or car wash.
Just what are you implying, Jazz? So, as the Autobots scour the city for their missing friends, Chumley captures Jazz in his car wash of doom. He grabs Beachcomber with his fake toll booth, and I do mean grabs, and he traps Grapple in a cage made of iron beams, which must be made of some memory metal or something.
Hey! Who designed this rat trap?
No, I don't think Rat Trap is much of a designer. It's usually Rhinox who does that kind of stuff. Blaster is that billboard row, as he calls it, and if you pause, the billboards are kind of interesting. There's one telling you to not fly, but drive instead, while also telling you to not drink and drive, which is a good message, but I wouldn't expect that kind of thing from a children's cartoon. Although, then again, I did grow up in Canada, where every cartoon commercial break they showed one of these ads. Or this one. Seriously, Canada has some messed up commercials, especially ones that are supposedly aimed at kids. The next billboard has an advertisement for what I'm assuming is a movie called Danger at the Island of Paradise. Although Paradise is missing its E, and Danger seems to begin with an H. Maybe it's actually Hunger? Hunger at the Island of Paradise? We then have a billboard for Creamy Cream hand lotion. Because of course you would call it that, you cheeky animators. And the last one appears to be a sign for Canon. Like Canon cameras? Huh. Anyways, the aforementioned hand cream sign grabs Blaster in what feels like something out of one of Mysterio's illusions. These magic hands transform Blaster and toss him into Lord Chumley's taxicab. Speaking of Spider-Man, Inferno takes time out of his search to respond to a fire, which of course turns out to be another of Chumley's traps. Which reminds me of that scene in the first Spider-Man movie where the Green Goblin sets a fire and pretends to be an old woman. Optimus Prime orders the remaining Autobots to go back to base, as they narrowly escape getting caught as well. Once back at base, Cosmos informs the others of the captured Autobots' predicament, but Chumly hijacks the frequency to lure Optimus Prime into his dangerous game. Also, apparently Inferno escaped, because he's now back at the base, and not one of the Autobots captured by Chumly. And it seems that Megatron has been listening in, and wants Lord Chumley's help in defeating the Autobots.
What's the matter, Megatron? Afraid to do it yourself?
Where are the Autobots?
I have them hidden somewhere in this well-researched mock-up of Cybertron.
A mock-up that includes an actual dragon? No, seriously, this is apparently a real dragon. And it's from Earth, not Cybertron. So there you go, Hoist. Dragons are real.
This one's red, but they can be silver or green or lots of colors.
As Astrotrain and Blitzwing stalk Optimus Prime, he comes across a damsel in distress. But Optimus finds this too suspicious.
Go on, save her, save her.
Not today, Chumly. Not today.
Apparently this girl was actually a slime girl, because now Blitzwing is covered in the stuff.
Batman, what happened? Are you okay?
He slimed me.
Amazing. A booby trap that actually catches boobies.
Ah yes, Optimus Prime's greatest line ever. You can keep all your heroic speeches. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Boring. Transform and roll out? Overhyped. Till all are one? Meh. For me, Optimus Prime's best line was the one where he's talking about boobies.
Boobies.
Although, rewatching this today, I feel like this line might actually have a double meaning to it.
Boobies.
Optimus Prime fights Lord Chumley's giant robotic scorpion and Black Widow spider. Where did he get these things anyways? Did he buy these knockoff spider slayers from Alistair Smythe? And so, Optimus conquers every obstacle Chumley throws at him. He frees his fellow Autobots, and delivers Chumley and the stolen jet to Russia, thus preventing World War III. Well, this was another silly episode of Transformers. There were some very humorous moments, but again, I think the best part of all was...
boobies.
What about you? What did you think of this episode of G1? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here next time for the next episode of the original Transformers series, Autobot. Another tracks-focused episode? I can't wait. So, see you next time for that.